Hey, this is Kevin from our Nomadic Lives. You are here for a 101 on Patagonia. This is specifically for hiking the W Trek. First things first, which way you're going to hike, east to west or west to east? Some of the advantages of east to west, which is what we chose, was you get to see the towers, which is the kind of crowning jewel of Tours de Pine hike. You get to see them with less people. Also, another advantage, some of your hiking is a little bit easier, and you get more of your elevation gain done in the first day or two. And so it's more or less all downhill from there. Some of the disadvantages is you don't get to see the tower for sunrise. Very popular thing. People like to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, or in the case of some people, depending where you're coming from, at 1 or 2 in the morning to get up to the sunrise or to get up to the towers to see them for sunrise. I hear there are pink unicorns that fly over the towers that early in the morning, but I don't care. I don't like getting up that early, and I want to see them with less people. There can be up to 150 people up there for sunrise to see the towers, and that's a lot of other people taking Instagram photos and doing their thing there. Most popular way to do it is west to east. Advantages is you finish off at the towers and it's more of a climax, seeing different things as you go along. You go through the burnt part of Patagonia first, and then you get to some of the nicer parts last. Disadvantages, harder hike. You have more uphill to do, some harder hikes in the treks to do, and of course more people to see the pink unicorns for the towers at sunrise. First things first, when you get to Puerto Natales, which is the town you need to go to, it's the hub, it's the main town before you get into the park. Go to the 3 o'clock talk at base camp. Even if you're a experienced hiker, there's lots of good information there. Base camp is also connected to Radic Rock. When you are there, get some reservations for your hostel stay when you get out of the park at Radic Rock. Really cool place, love it. It's kind of like if you had a best buddy who had a cabin in Oregon and you just wanted to go chill at his house, and he was super knowledgeable. The people from Radic Rock are actually from Oregon, some of them are at least. Neat place, great, love it, can't say enough, but on we go. You can also rent your equipment and leave your bag while you're in the park from Radic Rock. Next, you need to go and find some food. Fruto Seco, look it up on Google, or ask the people at Radic Rock. It is the best place for your bulk stuff. There are a couple bulk places in town. Fruto Seco is by far the cheapest and the best. You'll know it when you see it. Next, for lunch, go to Mesita Grande. They have actually good pizza. It was a tip I got off of Reddit. Good place, good pizza. It's in the Plaza de Amres. There's also a brewery kit a quarter to it for dinner, burger sort of stuff, and it was pretty decent. And for dinner, you should plan on going to base camp and chat with some of the people that just came out of the mountain. Find out what the actual weather conditions are. Mind you, they change very rapidly. Base camp is a great place to talk to people who have been up there 100 times, being the guides that work there, or the people who were just there a few days ago, because that's where most people come and stay when they're done. Your day one, this is going to be hiking east to west. You're going to grab the early morning bus. You can buy your bus ticket at base camp, grab the shuttle, go to Central Camp. Don't stay at Central Camp. It's not going to be your first day. Have a cappuccino there, then head straight up the hill. You're going to Camp Las Torres. Camp Las Torres is 45 minutes down from the towers. You're going to drop your bags, set up your tent, toss your bags in your tent so you make sure you get a good spot, grab some water, day pack, head up to the towers. Heading up to the towers now in the afternoon avoids a lot of the rush and the people, unless you want to see your pink unicorns. Then you're going to have to get up really early in the morning. You're going to have a hell of a next day. Trust me, do it in the evening. Day 2, you're going to leave at 9 at the latest. This is going to be your hardest hike. When you're doing it, though, just remind yourself that it is harder for the people going the other way. So when you see those people passing on the trail, be nice to them, but not too friendly, because they have a horrible hike in front of them that is going to be worse than yours. The trek is going to go downhill for a long ways. It's going to roll over a bunch of hills. Then you're going to go around a corner and you're going to see Cuernos. In Cuernos, you're going to see people sitting in hot tubs out in the middle of nowhere, drinking beer, enjoying themselves, and laughing. My next tip would say, book a night at Cuernos. I wouldn't have taken that advice beforehand because I'm a real camper and I'm, super macho and I don't want a hot tub. I want to go sleep on the ground. But it is really nice, and when you see those hot tubs, you will want to cry like I did, and you'll bawl your eyes out when you literally walk right past through the bar and see people drinking beer, knowing that you have to hike a few hours more. If you don't stay in Cuernos, your next night is going to be Italiano. Italiano is another free camp. We like free, it's nice. It's also farther into the French Valley. When you get to Italiano, you're going to be tired. Sit down, relax, set up camp, have your Advil, make your dinner, and relax. The start of the next day, you're going to go into the French Valley. No matter how far you go into the French Valley, it does get better as you go along, but not significantly better. Hike as far as you want in. We hiked about 3/4 of the way in. Other people hiked all the way. More or less, people say the same thing. You can stop at the first Mirado, and you're going to get more or less what the French Valley is. Turn around, come back. That is all with your day bags, by the way. You leave everything at the ranger station at Italiano. You're going to come back, pick up your bags, and your next stop is going to be Gray. Gray is right by the glacier. Set up your camp at Gray. Go explore. You can hike up, hike down. There's lots of Mirados you can go and see. Stay at Gray, but your next day is more than likely going to be Pina Grande. You can go straight from Gray to the catamaran. Once again, you have to get up early. You're going to be tired. I would say stay at Pina Grande. That being said, there's not much to see at Pina Grande. It is a big facility. They sell beer, which that's where you're going to go for your victory beer, and everything you could possibly want for the most part. But like I said, not much to see there. Spend your time up at Gray. Come down, set up tent at Pina Grande, have your victory beer. This is your last night. Congratulations, you. You're going to catch the catamaran the next morning, set sail at 11:35. I know, weird time. Don't be in a hurry to get in that line for that catamaran. Here's your pro tip. Be last in that line. There's always plenty of space on the catamaran, and you don't want your bags to be under this big mess. Your bags will be squished under everybody else's bags and will be hard to get to. Be last in line. That's your pro tip. If you want to add a night, like my suggestion, I would say add a night at Cuernos and enjoy your time in the hot tub. You can also add a night at Central. Wouldn't be top of my suggestion list. If you did that, you could do a day hike up to Saran and back. Camp Francis was fine. Lots of people at it. It is a pay site. That's why I suggest Italiano. And honestly, I like it better than Francis. Some tips from the professionals here at Erratic Rock that they wanted passed around. Get hostel reservations. In peak season for Patagonia, there can be 50,000 people that come through this small town in a month. That is a lot and often more than they have beds for, so get your reservations ahead of time. Also, Patagonia has a bunch of new rules. One of them is that reservations are required. The reservation system right now is kind of a mess. We ran into multiple travelers who had some difficult times with it. So if you do, you are not the only one. The park is separated, and 3 different sections are owned by 3 different companies, families, people, and then the rest is owned by Chile, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily runs by the same guidelines as the US for like a national park. Also, another tip that they wanted to pass along is recycling. The people here are from Oregon, that's Erratic Rock, and they are very big into recycling, as they should be. You need to take care of other countries as you would take care of your own. Please recycle when you are here. They do have all the facilities to do that. Also, if you want to have camping meals, I mean like pre-packed freeze-dried meals, that's lasagna or whatever it is, they are relatively difficult to find in Puerto Natales. You wouldn't think they are, but they actually are. So if you want those, bring them yourself.